Hello friends, I welcome all of you to joining me in this session once again. So this is part 2 of the tax benefit for the small taxpayers. In part 1 we have discussed about the what is the benefits to avail the simplified scheme under GST, and here we will discuss about what are the persons who come under the small taxpayer definitions, what are definition of aggregate turnover for that persons, what are the exemption limits for different states, and we will also discuss about the switchover process from the normal scheme to composition scheme and composition scheme to normal scheme. Part 3 we will discuss about the in detail about the composition scheme, what are the regulatory requirements, how can we avail, how can we apply, who are the eligible person get the benefit of the composition scheme. So in this session we will discuss part 2. So without wasting any time, let's discuss this. In this session, we will discuss about the three main topics. First of all, concerns to the small taxpayer supplier. Here I include the definition, means the what are the threshold limits for different state in which a normal person, a taxable person can be considered as a small taxpayer. Then topic number 2, we will discuss about the switch from normal, what are the conditions and what are the process to switch from normal scheme to composition scheme, and also we will discuss about the calculation as well, or the reversal of the input credit. Then third point, we will discuss about the switch from the composition scheme to normal scheme, what are the form we have to file by the taxable person who is registered under composition scheme and wants to opt the scheme or normal scheme. So these three topic we will discuss. Topic number 1 is small taxable supplier. So friends, as we know that whenever the government introduce any tax into the country, so there is some exemption limits also applicable related to that tax for the person who is dealing with the transaction which come under the scope of that tax introduced by the central government. So the person, if he cross that threshold limits, he is liable to pay tax under that act. So same provision is applicable in GST also. If there is a 3 slabs, 40 lakh, 20 lakh and 10 lakh, which we will discuss in this session in this topic. So what are the threshold limits for which particular person? So I have mentioned in the table. For exclusive for supplier, exclusive supply of goods or exclusive supply of services, there is a different threshold limits which is applicable for 1st of April 2019. Before that the provision was same for both cases. Now the provision are different. So a person who is supplying taxable goods, so assumption is 40 lakh rupees if it is aggregate turnover in the financial year is 40 lakh rupees. Okay, then for Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Meghalaya, Puducherry, Sikkim, Telangana, Uttarakhand, threshold limit is 20 lakh rupees. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, these are the small specified category states, it is 10 lakh rupees. For supply of services, the limit is 20 lakh rupees. Other than those suppliers whose place of business is Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, for that persons it is 10 lakh rupees. For a person who is supplying or who is dealing in the ice cream, pan masala, tobacco product, threshold limit is 20 lakh rupees with effect from 1st of April 2019. Okay, but for the Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Manipur, it is 10 lakh rupees in case of ice cream, pan masala and the tobacco product. Okay, here I will give you some more insight about it. Like for some state whose threshold limit is 20 lakh rupees, it is applicable for both goods as well as the services. For 10 lakh limit, for some state there are only 4 states, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. Threshold limits applicable for both supplier of goods and services. Okay, and these are effective from 1st of April 2019. Topic number 1.1, restrictions to avail the exemptions. So here we will discuss about what are those person who cannot avail the benefit of these schemes. First, a person who make the interstate supply of goods. Second, person who pay tax under reverse charge scheme, means a person who take those supply on which he is liable to pay tax under reverse charge. Then a person whose aggregate turnover including exemption supply is crosses the threshold limits. These three persons especially these three persons cannot avail the benefits of this scheme, but there are some more persons also. What are those persons? A person who is compulsory require registration under the normal scheme. Okay, a person who is engaged in supply of ice cream, tobacco products, manufactured tobacco products and pan masala, and a person who engage in making intra-state supply, means within the state. What are those states? These states are Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Puducherry, Sikkim, Telangana, Tripura and Uttarakhand. For this type of person cannot avail the benefit of these schemes. Here to calculate the aggregate turnover, so what are those conditions? So here the aggregate turnover include all taxable supplies plus all exempted supply plus export of goods or services or both plus interstate supplies of a person having same PAN number across the India. Okay, but here we will not include those inward supply on which we pay tax under reverse charge. Okay, then interest on loan is a exempted supply, so it would be a part of the aggregate turnover. Okay, but the interest on loan, it will not be a part of aggregate turnover if a person is applying for composition scheme. So in that case it will not be applicable. Second thing, any activity or transaction specified in schedule 3 which are neither services nor goods, this would not be a part of our aggregate turnover. Here the value of all exempted supply include nil-rated supply and non-taxable supply, and those wholly exempted services or good supplies which defined under section 11, means under which central government by issue notification especially exempt those supplies, that would be a part of exempted supply. Okay, then value of zero rate supply, that is basically export of goods or services or both. So this is our definition of aggregate turnover. Topic number 2, process to switch from the normal to composition scheme. Sometimes it's happened that a normal taxpayer wants to avail the benefit of the composition scheme, as he know that his turnover is less than the threshold limit, so he can avail that scheme. But what are the process he has to follow, we will discuss in this chapter. So a person who wants to switch from normal scheme to composition scheme, so first of all what he do, he reverse the input credit which is available on the following items before date of exercise the options under composition scheme. So what are these items? Input tax credit on inputs held in stocks, semi-finished or finished goods stocks, capital goods by reducing the 5% per quarter percentage pro rata basis. The useful life in this case is a 5 year for capital goods defined in the GST Act. For the remaining life, from the date of availing the benefit of the composition till the date, the ending of the complete life of 5 years. So it will discuss. Let's take an example. If suppose a person who who purchased a capital goods 2 year back, and now the max useful life is 5 years. So for 3 years input tax credit he has to reverse, but there is a calculation 5% reducing, we have to apply on it. Then in case of switch from composition normal scheme composition scheme is the beginning of the year. First condition is middle of the year, during of the year, now this is beginning of the year. So he has to file the detail of output and input supplies up to the return of September of the succeeding years, or annual return whichever is earlier. Also he has to file the intimation CMP 02 in which he gave his intimation to pay tax under section 10, means under the composition scheme. Also he has to file the ITC 03 which is GST IT 03 form within 60 days from the beginning of the financial year. So these are the regulatory requirement he has to fulfill by which he can avail the benefit of composition scheme. For apply for the composition scheme, the process is same, like he has to file the CMP 01 form. We will discuss in our next session when I'll release the video for the composition scheme, so we will discuss in that case. Topic number 2.2, switch from normal to composition scheme. Basically in this topic we will discuss about the what are the procedure to reverse the ITC. on the following items. So which is this procedure has been defined in rule number 44 of the CGST Act rule 2007, CGST rules 2017. So first of all, we have to calculate the we have to calculate proportionately ITC on the input held in stock as well as the input held in semi-finished goods or finished goods on the base of the corresponding invoice on which credit is already availed by us. Okay, it means that till the date before the date of taking apply for the opting for the composition scheme, we have to check that how many invoices we have raised during that period. Then we will calculate the ITC on the base of this. For remaining part, we have to reverse the ITC. For the ITC on capital goods, we have to make the reversal on the base pro rata basis under the remaining useful life in the month. Basically, the useful life is 5 years, as I mentioned earlier. Here, if the calculated amount, means the reversal input credit on capital goods, is more than the tax on transaction value of capital goods before the date of opting the composition scheme, so we have to pay the tax, means it will be a part of our output tax liability, and same shall be furnished to GSTR1. Then whatever the calculation we have made on inputs or in semi-finished goods or finished goods, so it will be calculated separately for IGST, SGST, CGST and UGGST. Okay, and then whatever the calculation is coming for the reversal of ITC, it would be a part of our output tax liability, which shall be report into ITC 03 as well. Okay, these computations shall be certified by the chartered accountant in practice. Okay, so these are the procedure of our input credit reversal. Topic number 3, switch from the composition to normal scheme. So whatever he has to do, first of all, whatever the input credit available before the date of payment of tax under normal scheme, he has to calculate these in ITC on the inputs in stocks, semi-finished goods, finished goods and the capital goods. He will calculate and file a declaration in ITC 01 within 30 days from the withdrawal of the composition scheme or order passed by the proper officer under CMP 07. Okay, we will discuss about in what cases the order passed under CMP 07 in the next slide. Then he has to file the CMP 08, in which he will file the statement for the period for which he has paid tax under composition scheme or paid tax on services like 6% under composition scheme within 18 days from the succeeding quarter in which cessation has take place, means the date from he will withdraw from the composition scheme. Okay, withdrawal from the composition is applicable for the all the business having same PAN numbers, so we have to keep in mind also. Okay, this is the very small steps. Topic number 3.1, this is the part 2 of the topic number 3. So here I will discuss about the what are 3 situations under which a person can withdraw from the composition scheme and come under the normal scheme preview. So first of all, a person who failed to fulfill the condition of composition scheme. There are so many conditions we will discuss in composition scheme chapters. So in that case, a person shall issue tax invoice from the date of cessations and file the intimation of withdrawal CMP 04 within 7 days to the date of cessations. Situation number 2, intentions to withdraw from the composition scheme. If a person wants to have intention that he wants to withdraw from the composition scheme, so normally he will file the CMP 04 form within 7 days from the date of cessations. Situation number 3 means when the order passed by the proper officer under CMP 07. So this is the situation when a proper officer feels that issue a show cause notice to the person and that person file a response in CMP 06. If a person if proper officer is satisfied with the response or he may deny it, so he will issue a order to withdraw from the composition scheme. If proper officer feel that the person is not fulfilling the condition of composition scheme, then in that case he will pass a order and withdraw the composition scheme for the taxable person. So these are the 3 situations. Thank you so much to my all dear listeners and the subscribers. I hope this session make a value addition in your knowledge in GST profession, and my earlier video also help you to make improve the knowledge, enhance your knowledge in this field. I will come back with a more interesting video as well as the part 3 for the small taxpayer tax concession schemes, which is the part is a composition scheme. I will release within 2 and 3 days. Till then, have a nice day. Enjoy, dears. Bye.